Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off the late pick 5 at Laurel on Frank J. DeFrancis Dash Saturday with the Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash. Race number 8, 6 furlongs, $250,000 is the purse. Let's throw up this field. There are some nice sprinters in this lineup. Your morning line favorite is the 7, New York Central, winner of the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint at Pimlico on Preakness weekend. You're going to have to take him off of a layoff. He hate me for Sagamore Farms, local owners, 3-1 second choice in here. I want to throw up the Timeform US pace projector for this race. He hate me is going to be up close, as you see, as the number 6, but on the lead could be the 3, Altissimo, shipping down from Thistledown, Spartacle from Penn National, and Old Time Revival on the outside. If these 3 horses spar early, I wouldn't be surprised if this pace heats up.
Yeah, I can see this pace heating up too. There's plenty of speed in this race. There are also several stalkers, horses who sort of want to take up that second flight position. This pace could get fast.
The number 1 is Wonderful Light, and she would benefit if the pace is hot up front. She is a really nicely bred son of Tis Wonderful, who looks like he's just figuring the game out now. Very lightly raced 5-year-old. Let's watch his most recent optional claiming win at Saratoga. He is on the outside in the blue cap with the white noseband and is going to grind this one out to a 91 Beyer speed figure. His prior race was a good effort at Laurel, and he has enough tactical speed where he can stay within striking range along the inside.
Yeah, he does. He does have a tactical gear, that's for sure. I'm a fan of this horse, Dan. I thought he was really headed the right way last year before his season got cut short after a disappointing effort at Saratoga. We'll see if he can work his way all the way back, because he does feel like he's going to have to take a step forward to win this race. He's pretty good, though.
From the class perspective, the 2 Killybegs captain just seems to fit this race like a glove. He beat Imperial Hint, one of the nation's better sprinters at Tampa Bay earlier this year. He's been in there against the likes of Firenze Fire and Promises Fulfilled and Matoli. And he's just been overmatched in a lot of those races, including the Forgo against the aforementioned Matoli. Let's watch Promises Fulfilled's effort that day. He was chasing Matoli early in second. He at least tried to win this race. He ends up getting tired and finishes third, a 98 Beyer. I thought his race in the Nehrude is better than it looks on paper because he missed the break, and then he rushed up to press Promises Fulfilled when that one set a slow pace. On his best day, he is a prime contender.
He's just gotten really good this year, and his recent form just makes him, as you say, a strong contender in here. I thought he ran fine in the Forgo. It's just a race that he's not quite good enough to win, but he ran well in there to be third. I'm with you. I thought his Nehrude was a good performance. He was probably second best that day. And he's going to get a good trip in this race because he's got speed, but he doesn't need the lead.
Altissimo, one of the horses Timeform US believes will be on the lead, is a rock-solid Ohio bred. This horse has won 16 of 37 lifetime starts, but he had a 3-race win streak snapped most recently in the Honey J Stakes at Thistledown. Now, he's 1-20 as they turn into the stretch. He's down on the inside. He has the lead. And this horse is going to be bouncing off Brown Buckeye for most of the stretch, and he's going to come up a half length shy. He is not slow on paper. 3 triple-digit Beyer speed figures in his last 6 or 7 starts.
Yeah, I mean, he's got early speed. He's run some fast races. It feels like you're going to have to ask yourself if you think he really classes up with horses like this, because he's facing better horses this time. And doing it off a disappointing loss last time. I know they were bouncing off each other, but that's probably a race he's supposed to win.
Bone Raison, the number 4, probably the best closer, pure closer in this field. In the Tail of the Cat Stakes, 3 starts back, they lined up on the lead in front of him, and he mowed them down with a good pace scenario. No match for Matoli in the Forgo. And then he was flying at the end of his most recent race at Parks. Let's go to the Ben Salem Stakes right now. He's not even in the picture. When they turn into the lane, he's way on the outside. He's out of the picture now. And Gage got the jump on him. He's eventually going to win this race. And at the very end, you're going to see Bone Raison flying into the picture on the outside to get second. Again, give this horse some pace, and you know he'll come with a run.
Yeah, he will. That's what he's been doing consistently all year long. Some of these races they've been running are just a little too tough for him. I don't know if I feel like that's the case this time. They've decided that he's a 1-run closing sprinter now, and it's hard to argue with the results, Dan. He's having a very good year.
Spartacle, the number 5, has won 2 out of his last 3 races for a claiming tag, but by open lengths in fast time, including this effort at Penn National last time out, where he was taken for $25,000 by trainer Carl O'Callaghan, who has had some success with sprinters in the past. I believe he trained Kinsale King to win the Dubai Golden Shaheen a few years ago. This is a very likable effort. He just beats up much weaker horses than he'll be facing on Saturday.
Yeah, that's the case with both of his last 2 wins, which both came in fast time, but not against horses like this. And we'll see if he can make the lead in here. I guess it gives him his best chance. I don't know if he can do it.
We talked about Bone Raison taking advantage of a spirited pace duel in the tail of the cat, and one of the horses that was skirmishing for the lead is the 6. He Hate Me. We turn into the stretch of the tail of the cat. Again, they were lined up pretty much 3-4 across the track on the backstretch. He Hate Me is the number 4 in this race, and he wins all of the pace battles. He emerges with the lead, and Bone Raison on the outside is saying, well, your goose is cooked thanks to all those other speed horses, and I'm going to run you down. All in all, you could argue He Hate Me might have run the best race.
Yeah, he might have. He ran really well in this race, and that came off the heels of a really solid allowance win prior to that, where he also ran really well. It's interesting because it just feels like he's sort of getting back into his good form now. You have to remember he was cut out to be a nice horse as an early 2-year-old, and it didn't quite work out. He's in great form now.
New York Central, another one of those all-or-nothing types, so to speak. Very impressive, winning his seasonal debut off a layoff at Oaklawn Park. Ran in the Commonwealth 3 starts back. A race that just didn't have any speed. I didn't think he ran badly. I was disappointed that he didn't change leads that day. Something tells me he didn't like Keeneland, because he came right back at Pimlico, got a great ride from Ricardo Santana, just altering course up the rail at the quarter pole, and then just shooting by everybody to win that race. And then he came back in the Nehru, and he didn't fire at all behind Promises Fulfilled when that one made the lead. He's coming off the layoff. He's got a strong closing kick. I'm not sure he has such an edge that I want to take him off a layoff as the favorite, but I do respect him.
Yeah, I feel the same way about him. I know that he can win this race. His good race makes him very tough. I just, based off of his last race, and I'm assuming there's some kind of excuse for the Nehru, do you really want him as the favorite here out of that race? I don't.
Old Time Revival has speed and the outside. Last time out, he got caught up in a duel with a very fast horse, and he paid the price at Colonial. I've never really thought of this horse as kind of a graded stakes type, although he was second in the Gotham at a big price back in 2018. He's a nice horse that could be in the thick of things turning into the stretch. I prefer him on the bottom of single race exotic wagers.
I kind of want to try to find a way to use him too. I'm a fan of his. He's got a lot of speed. That Gotham you referenced, he ran great in that race on a fast pace. We'll see if he can get the right trip. There's plenty of speed to his inside, and it feels like he's a horse who wants to be up there on the lead.
Let's take a look at the feature race on a really nice Saturday afternoon card at Laurel, the Grade 3 Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash. I just love this outside post position for He Hate Me. He does not need the lead to win. I think there is pace right inside of him with Spartacle that he can track. And I think when Manny Franco pushes the button, He Hate Me is going to be ready to go. Again, I thought he might have run the best race last time out, and he just seems to fit this spot very well.
I agree with all that stuff. I feel like he's headed the right way. This is a good spot for him. I went 6-4-2.
I went 6-5-2 in the Grade 3 Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash. Really nice card at Laurel on Saturday. The DeFrancis has an approximate post time of 4 p.m. Eastern. Good luck.